Hello, it is Tuesday, April 6th, 2021, and today we are going to be working on some stuff. Sorry, we're going to be working on some of the, oh god, my camera's screwed up again. Damn it. We're going to be working on some simpler stuff right now for this stream. Remaking some older games in Unity. How did my camera get screwed up in the past 10 minutes? I really don't understand. It's so annoying. I always adjust this before the stream, and it always gets screwed up. It is a constant struggle with the camera. Alright. So yeah, yesterday we worked on... Oh god, I can't adjust the camera. Yeah, I know, it really annoys me that it does this. Yeah, oof is about right. Okay, I think it is acceptable now. Okay, so today is April 2nd, or April 6th, 20... I do have a green screen, that's the thing. The problem is that the actual camera can't deal with it. Like, you know, I have a green screen, it's just, the problem is the color, or let me see if I can actually do it. Problem is that it's a really shitty green screen. So yeah, the color, you can see the color up here is very different from the color, oh god, that's really hard, down here, and so the problem is getting a color that will match the gradient. Yeah, it really sucks. So the problem is that, yeah, I don't know, it's just, also the camera like auto adjusts, so like if I put my hand up here, the color balance changes, and so you can see things start to turn invisible, and it does that on its own, and I've never been able to figure out how to stop it. So yeah, this is fun. Great starting to the stream. Anyway, today we're going to be remaking some older games in Unity. Specifically, we've been working on a clone of Asteroids, but I did want to show this off because yesterday I was working on a clone of Snake, and so what makes this clone particularly special, it's actually done right now, but I just want to show it off for people who didn't see it and to prove that I actually did it. It was just one of those filters that tries to isolate the person. LOL. Yeah, it's about that bad. That's how bad the actual camera is. I looked up, I was like, what's the most common camera for streaming? Oh yeah, you're right, it is Snack. What am I doing? Yeah, see, sorry, I forgot to rename the project, but yeah, Percentage Guy is right. This is not a clone of Snake. Snake is a completely different and unique game. This is Snack. Obviously. That's why the player is called Snack, see? Obviously. Yeah, I just wanted to prove that I actually did it. So it's a clone of Snake. It's called Snack, and it's done without any semicolons at all. But anyway, I added like the LSD effects to it, and also the ability to restart. So the theory behind this game is that you are a snake, you're a snack, and you feel so guilty about eating frogs that you have decided that you're going to become a vegetarian. And so the first thing you decide to try to eat is mushrooms, and that does not go well for you. Anyway, this is the actual game. I kind of like how it turned out. What was I going to say? One of the cool things about it is that it actually slows the game down, or it actually slows my computer down if I play it for long enough, because the tail segments, are so processing intensive, and it's actually so inefficient that like each new tail segment slows the game down. It's really funny. So whenever it gets to like 20 or 30, it just completely dies. Like the frame rate actually goes from like 300 down to like 100 or something. It's really terrible. But yeah, it is completely functional, so if you go off the screen, you actually will die, and the game will stop. And so you see, everything just stops, and that's death, and so we just hit R, and we restart. So yeah, it's completely functional, it's completely done without semicolons, so I'm just going to prove that to you. So, go to this color copy component, so I ignored semicolons up here. If it eats too many, it dies. Yes, exactly. That's how it works. If you overdose on... Actually, I don't know if you can overdose in psychedelics. I wonder. But just to prove that this could be done without any semicolons at all, this is actually equivalent. So I could do this and just get rid of Unity Engine, but then I'd have to do, Unity Engine.sprite render or Unity Engine.whatever. And so these could be removed, but I didn't remove them. Anyway, I hit F, you can see the only two in the file are up there. With data, this is just a marker component, it doesn't do anything. If we go into fruit, which is what the mushrooms are, you can see we only have 3 in the entire file. They're up here, and we have all this code. If we go into the game manager, you can look down here, you can see we only have these, and we have all this code. And then if we go into the player, not technically, yeah, you can see we only have those. If we go into Pulse, this one, there's only the one. If we go into the snack color component, there's only the one. If we go into the UI component, there's only the 2, right? So this entire game is done without writing any semicolons. It's pretty cool. Anyway, that was what I spent yesterday doing. I don't know, I might put this up on a itch.io page or something. I do want to make a video about it though, like a video on YouTube so that people can actually see how the code works, and maybe even upload the code to GitHub if I have enough time. But anyway, the other thing we're going to work on today is we're going to work on the game that we have been working on, the Asteroids clone, called Acid Droids. Clearly lost your sanity since you made semicolons. Only an insane person would try to make a game without semicolons. Oh my god. Yeah, well, I saw a video on YouTube. Oh god, not this. Nope, we don't want that. So what happened? The reason that I did the semicolons thing is that on YouTube, since you made Acid Droids, yeah, basically. Who's having the stroke today? So if we look at, let's say, what is it? Java print hello world, no semicolons. So yeah, I saw the title of this video from Naveen Automation Labs, and I was like, oh yeah, it's light theme, whatever. We'll get rid of this in a minute. Yeah. And it's showing how to write hello world in Java with no semicolons. I didn't actually watch the video, but I saw it and I'm like, how far can we take that joke? And it turns out we can take it pretty far. And so yeah. Anyway, I might make this open source at some point. Audacity just died. Alright. But anyway. So this is what I did. So this is Acid Droids. I have actually done a couple cool things. I made a logo screen. Also, there is a warning that it may contain rapidly flashing lights because, you know, it might. I added a couple things. So I added Twitch and YouTube links to my stuff, settings. All of these work. I'm not going to mess with them. Score does not work yet, and start. Well, start and exit work. But anyway, so we can start, we spawn in, we still need a spawn animation. But anyway, this is how the game actually works. And so, as you can see, it's basically just a clone of Asteroids, but, you know, Acid Droids, put all the settings way up. It becomes, okay, I'll do that in a minute, but it becomes basically unplayable. I mean, it becomes to the point where you can't even, like, actually mess with the menu screen. Like, you can't actually fix the settings. So there's a couple things. First off, let me kill myself a couple times. In the game, obviously. Right, so go here. Alright, and so we get this game over menu. We can either restart, or we can go to the main menu. Alright, so warning to anyone, this will flash very rapidly. I do like that the game sort of plays itself in the background. I think that's kind of funny. But yeah. That's score right. Let me kill myself a couple times. Oh boy. Alright, so yes, warning to anyone, this will flash very rapidly, like very, very rapidly, and it will become very hard to see. So just telling you now, just a warning. Alright. I assume if you're still here, you're okay with that and you're accepting any risks. Alright. So that's speed. Yeah, it becomes nearly impossible to deal with. Oh my god. It's just completely impossible to deal with. Oh my god, that even hurts my eyes. Oh my god. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Oh my god. Is the RGB shifting? Yeah, I think so. Well, there's chromatic aberration, right? And so it's it's completely broken. Like it breaks everything. We can turn these down to let's say 0.5, and then we can double the speed. So now it's normal. We can actually go at 3 times speed. But I always thought it's fun to play asteroids at a much higher speed because it's much harder. Like you can see, it's much harder. Oh my god. Oh god. Oh boy. Ouch. Yeah. Yeah. It's very hard. Yeah. I mean, this is too afraid to move. Ouch. All right. Yeah. We got a game over. Anyway, that is acid droids. But yeah. So what we need to do with this, we need to do a couple things. First thing we need to do is add some, well, so that we can either change the mechanics or we can try to add some music to it. Both need to be done anyway. I never like adding music to games, but yeah. Uh, I guess we'll mess with the mechanics a little bit. I don't know. Well, okay, let me think. What else do we need to do? So let's think about it. So I think we need to get the score up and working. That's one thing. That's like I think the last. Okay, so we have settings working. That's fine. Yes, of course. What clip is that? Oh god. Mute that. Oh. Of course, right? Cowering. What? Why did it flag that? I don't know. It flags the word put. What? Why is it? Why is it doing that? That's amazing. Okay, I'll allow that. Yes, Automod, I'll allow that word. Really? Can you put player prefs on settings? So what I'm afraid of is I'm afraid I can do that, but what I'm afraid of is I'm afraid that they will. The problem is that if you increase the settings too far, so like LSD for instance, it can be almost impossible to change this back. So that's the problem. You wouldn't really want that to save, and so I think there needs to be some kind of like key to reset everything to defaults. Because otherwise, yeah, it can get really hard, especially if you change the speed too. Like we change this to 0 and then we change the speed. Like, I mean, good luck. Well, yeah, I guess it's not that hard, but I don't know. I've always worried about people not being able to fix this. The auto mods on drugs, yeah. Problem is that if your game starts up like this, you might just think it's broken. Yeah, it's quite hard to fix. That's what I'm afraid of, is that the settings, I'm afraid that the settings will have issues. But yeah, I think we're going to add saving to it, and maybe we'll add some kind of hotkey so that if you hit like R or something, it just resets all the settings to default. I think that's probably the thing that we want to do. Anyway, so I think... By the way... Alright, let's go to... Comptech. What's the difference between load scene and load scene async? One is synchronous, the other's asynchronous. So like asynchronous stuff will happen in the background and then it'll give you a callback when it's done. So for instance, where is a good place to, probably the game manager, right? Yeah, game manager. So load scene async, I believe, it gives you like a callback for when it's done, or at least it should. Let's try. Unity engine dot scene management. Oh, I can use async. So I can use async. Yeah, you can. So I think it's scene manager dot load. But you probably want to do it. It's like for loading screens and things. Let's see here. So it doesn't seem to give you the callback immediately. Does this return anything? Does this return the callback? It returns an async operation. Okay. So you can wait for this. Yeah, but basically what this is for is this is for like loading screens and things. So the idea is that you would create the loading screen and then you would have the loading screen load your scene asynchronously. And the async operation would tell you sort of the progress and all that stuff. So that's how you would, that's what it's for. But if your scenes load quickly enough, it never becomes an issue. Like I've almost never used it. So yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I think we're going to do some music stuff now. We're going to look into, so what kind of music should this have is the question. So we have Incomptech here. Because I was thinking like electronic or something, but I don't know. What is it? It's royalty-free music. Close. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking like electronic or something. I don't know. I think it's probably fine. Let's see. Probably still use loading screens players with Potato PC now that there's progress going on. Yeah, probably a good idea. It can just be a pain. I mean, they can be a pain to create. Let's see, genres? Unclassifiable. I mean, Acid Droids is pretty unclassifiable as it is. Should add settings to change the post-processing, like bloom and intensity. Maybe. I don't know. I think at that point it gets to be too much work. Like, I kind of agree, maybe later, but I want to... Oh yeah, also SFXR, right? XR. JSFXR, huh? Be honest. Huh. Oh, okay, so we can do this. Interesting. Huh. Play Acid Droids. As you want to play Acid Droids as many blinding bombs. Just turn the bloom all the way up. What would that look like? I think it would just cover everything, right? Like, isn't that what it would do? This is the main camera. I think it's in volume with bloom. Let's just say 100. Yeah, okay. Let's play, yeah, sure. Let's play the game like this. I'm sure this is fine. I can't even find the start button. You're just an orb. Oh my god. Yeah, this is game development. Oh my god. I wouldn't even know what you'd call this. Oh, that's too funny. Oh my god, you could actually make a game like this? This is very sad. Oh my god, you can't read the score though. I actually kind of like the effect, and I bet you could do something like this too. Oh my god, I can't even tell what direction I'm facing. That's the fun part. Oh my god, I love it. Oh boy. The particle effects don't do much here, but, you know, it's fine. Okay, enough of that. Let's turn it back to 8. Alright. I mean, yeah, you could do that. It's just, I don't know. Like, I kind of want to make a game with that sort of aesthetic now. But yeah, we need to figure out what kind of music this needs. So, I'm thinking electronic. I think that's fine, right? Remember when this was supposed to be... Yeah, I know. That's sort of the joke that I've been using with everyone. It's like, I decided to make an asteroids game, and chat was like, no, 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 we're gonna make asteroids on acid. It's like, okay, that's fine. And then I can. And then I came in, and I was like, wouldn't it be funny if, yep. I guess that's gonna be the theme on the channel, right? We just take the joke too far. That'll be fine. We'll just take the joke too far. Anyway, does this play through my headphones? It apparently does not. Why does it not? Oh, there we go. But you guys can't hear that. Let me try to fix that. And also, I hope Twitch is okay with me playing this. Actually, wait a minute. Grabbing that version. But you should be grabbing that. There we go. Keep that kind of quiet. I don't know. I think this is too tranquil. No. Possibly. Maybe. No. I don't know. Not really. No. We need 8-bit music. Is there a... I think you're right. Isn't there... I was hoping we'd find some with electronic, but isn't... wouldn't it be like lo-fi or something? It's dubstep now. Unity asset. I think there's a... so yeah, I've seen Bosca and I cannot use it. I just cannot. I just don't have the skill. It's just not a thing that I can do. I've tried, but I just cannot. So let's see. Let's go to free stuff. I thought there was like free sci-fi music or something somewhere. There's horror. Those coins. Yeah, I think you're right. It needs 8-bit. Well, hang on. I just saw it. No. Why did you not take me back a page? Arr. Darn thing. Actually, I've been getting into music. Make us some music. It's free 8-bit music. What kind of music? It's 3 retro, 3 modern. There's retro arcade stuff. Oh, okay. How do I think I do this. Yeah, we accept that. Cool, that's fine. Yeah, make us some music and I'll put it in the game. Because I certainly can't. Okay, so we'll use the retro music for now, and if we find better music, we'll do that. Or if we find other music, I should say. It doesn't even necessarily have to be better. So my stuff, 8-bit stuff. So we do have 8-bit SFX. Okay, we can probably import this stuff too. So free 8-bit music. Let's see what this is about. Also, isn't this creating old school stuff? Send you one of my usual tracks. Gonna send me your mixtape? Is that what you're gonna do? I thought that I had sci-fi SFX in here at some point. Huh. Apparently I don't. Alright. Well. Alright. So let us, where is it? I need to uncheck that. And let's see where this, let's see what kind of music we actually have here. Why did that not import right? Okay. Just a sec, okay. Did that just not import? Oh, I did, it downloaded, but I didn't import it. Is that what happened? That's what happened. Okay. We're not going to worry about the mod. Well, we'll check out the modern stuff just in case. But yeah, I know that I had the 8-bit SFX. Um, really, I thought there was a sci-fi one that I had done. Maybe I didn't. Okay. Let's check this out. First, let's check out the retro stuff. Uh-oh. I can't find that. Oh, God. No. No, that's a bit too much. Also, very loud. Oh my God. It's insanely loud. Alright. Let me lower that a little bit. Maybe that's not quite loud enough. Alright, I'll check DC in just a minute. Oh my God, no! Stupid thing. Yeah, I think these are all too, like, too high-tuned. This might work. Let's check out modern. No, that's more, that feels like Terraria music. Yeah, all that feels like Terraria music, which is, it's good music, but yeah, I don't think it's what we're looking for. Alright, let me check this out. Okay. I mean, I think we need something a little faster paced, but I think that's on the right track. So yeah, I just listened to it through Discord. So let's put that in script, because that needs to be in there. Yeah, we need something. Let's try, hold on, let's look at the, I'm not interested in that. Enough time, I can probably put something together. Yeah, don't worry about like the time frame, just, yeah. I mean, we can always add stuff like later and whatnot. There's Electric. Little Robot Sound Factory, they always do good stuff. Yeah, I have the sci-fi stuff. Where did this come from? I didn't actually buy any of that, but voice SFX. So yeah, I do have the sci-fi stuff, but why does it not show? So window package manager. So, oh, okay. At 55? Ah, there we go, okay. Hey Omar, how's it going? Good to see you. Something fast-paced, just a sec. Oh, okay, so you're gonna get some. Okay. I'm going to grab the sci-fi stuff here. So I think, Omar, whenever we last spoke, you were talking, or you were wondering about Playmaker, right? Like the visual programming stuff, and I think you'd said something about why would people do normal coding as opposed to using something like Playmaker? I think that's right. Tell me if I'm getting that right, because I think that's true, but I can't. My memory is a little shaky on that. Okay, so there's a bunch of stuff. There's alarms, lasers. Oh, these are dot waves. I'll keep the dot waves. Just because I don't know too much about MP3s. So there's all this. Okay. So there's some ambient stuff. Okay. Yeah, we're just working on adding sound. You said you talked about Playmaker. Yeah, okay. So for those who don't know, Playmaker, Unity. So yeah, Unity Playmaker is sort of a visual programming system for Unity. It's good for learning about, it's good for people who don't know a lot about programming. Sort of the issue with it, the reason that I don't use it in particular is because I know how to write code. And the problem is that you get stuff like this, and it's like, dear God, what does this do? And it's very, very hard. Like, just the amount of noise on this image is just too hard for me to parse out. Make something in Pico 8. I could do that. But if I were going to make something in Pico 8, I'd want to have, like, one of the... Isn't there a handheld? Isn't there a handheld Pico 8? Yeah, there is. I'd want to buy like a handheld thing so that I could. Oh wow, that's really cool. That's crazy. Alright, I'd want to buy like a handheld thing so that I could actually play them. Which I might do, but I have other things to do, right? Oh wow. Celeste. That's amazing. But yeah, Playmaker's a really cool thing if you don't know how to write code and you don't really have the time to learn. Like, it's a really great thing to use. Oh yeah, also, I have to add that to the challenges list now. Pico 8 game in Roblox. Alright, I have to add those two things. Do those at some point. I mean the fantasy console version. Yeah. But yeah, Playmaker's really good for if you don't have a lot of time to learn how to program. It's also a good introduction to writing code because it does teach you to think in the way that, you have to write. It teaches you to think in, like, the way that you need to think to write code. One of the issues that I found whenever I was using, let's say, blueprints for Unreal is that there's a lot of language features. Well, there's certain features that doesn't. So 2D game made from Playmaker coming soon. I don't know if I'm ever going to use Playmaker. The problem, I'd kind of like to, but part of the issue with it is that it's just Playmaker. It's just whenever I've used the visual stuff, it's just so limiting that it's really hard to think this way. Yeah, I mean, I guess I could try it. Is it free actually? I don't actually know. But it's just I don't know. The problem with Playmaker is that I don't know if it has all the stuff that I want, like especially the stuff that I like writing, or especially the way that I like writing code. But yeah, I mean, I'll give it a try. Oh, so it is. Wait, is it free though? Yeah, I'll get you. I have it. Is Playmaker a thing? Where is it? Oh no, don't. If it's $65, don't do, don't. I don't think you can. I don't think you can give it to me. But yeah, don't get it for me. I can't. If it's $65, I don't want to mess with it. It's a good. It's good for people who don't know a lot about coding. But what I get, like looking at this, I don't think there are. I don't think. No, I don't. Don't do it because. Don't do it because I'm not going to use it. It just doesn't, like, I've used visual scripting before. Like, if you want to see me do visual scripting stuff, I can use Unreal Engine. I'll check DC in just a minute. But yeah, don't bother. Like, don't do that because the thing is that I'm not going to use it. Like, I'm not going to. In terms of like, I'm never going to switch to it. It's just not. Oh, DC is Discord. But yeah, I don't really want to use it. It's just, the thing with it is that oh god. Yeah. It's just, I'm never going to, like, this is what you get eventually if you follow this to its extreme. Yeah. But I mean, like, if you take this to its extreme, you get this. You get like this is not a script. This is the flying spaghetti monster. Like, this is like actual. DC is from Justice League. Justice League. I think Justice League is from DC. But yeah, I'm not. If it costs money, I don't want to buy it. Like, that's what it is. This is the problem with like visual scripting. The other problem too is that you don't have these link commands. So for instance, like I don't think there's any way to do something like this in visual scripting, especially with lambdas. I don't think there's any way to do that yet. So yeah, that's why I don't really like it, is because I really like this sort of pipelining style, and they don't really, it just doesn't have that. It's a lot of, it really just limits what you can do. It's like, the problem with visual scripting is that it works. Send it to you, I already bought it. I don't think you can. Like, I don't think there's any way you can share it once you have it. Like, I think even if you send it, I mean, I can. Like, I can try it and delete it, but, like, the problem is that I don't think there's any way you can send it to me. I don't think it's a thing. But yeah, I mean, I would recommend you look at it, but I I personally just don't don't question. Uh, yeah, I don't know how you can. I don't think you can. This was the link that percentage guy. Yeah, I mean, if there's a way that you can send it to me like legally and everything, then yeah, sure, I'll try it out. But I don't think you can. No, I don't really want it just because I don't think. Well, first, I don't want it because I can't use it. Well, I wouldn't use it. And then two, I don't know that you can legally send it to me. But thank you for the offer. But like, I don't know if there's any way you can legally send it to me. But yeah, I know there's like a fantasy console. Oh God, we're not listening to sounds. Yeah, I know there's a fantasy console for it, but I believe these games actually play. Wait a minute. I think I've seen this before. Huh. I think I've actually seen this before. Like, I might legitimately know the person who made this. I might actually know the person who made this, because these sprites look really familiar. Alright, I gotta look something up at some point. But yeah, I think I legit know the person that made this. Huh. That's crazy. But yeah, I think these play on the physical console, right? Like Pico 8 uses Lua. What? Really? Is that true? But yeah, for anyone who wants to use Playmaker, like it's worth using, but the problem with it is that the problem that I had with it whenever I saw it, because I did try it out a couple years ago, like 5 years ago, and when I used it, it just didn't have it was like programming without tools, without a lot of the tools that I needed. And so I was like, it's great if, it's a good introduction, but it's not great for people who know how to write code, unfortunately. Like again, there's too much nonsense here and my brain can't parse it out. Why pay $60 to play it when you can have Bolt? Well, they're a little bit different, right? Oh wait, Bolt is Bolt for Unity or is it something else? Yeah, well, I mean, it's to everyone their choice, right? Like, it depends on what you do as well. Like, I tend to do a lot of really complicated stuff. Like, a lot of people will tell you that my way of coding is overcomplicated, and it is, but I like it and it works. But again, if Playmaker works for you, like, use Playmaker. Like, there's no shame in that. Oh, right, Unity Bolt. That's right. I do remember that. Yeah, okay, I remember Unity Bolt, right. Yeah, but this has like the same problems that Playmaker's gonna have. Programmers can work faster. Absolute bull. That is not true at all. That is absolute bull. Oh my god. Like again, it's a good introduction for teaching people how to write code. But as far as programmers can work faster, that is absolute bull. Um, like 110% bull. And I know that because I've used visual scripting before. Yeah, you have stuff like this. Like this is the issue that I have, is that this takes like 3 or 4 nodes whenever I could just type .n tab, and then I'd have this thing, like this whole get variable, then I have to specify where it's from, what it is, then I have to specify self. Like this is too much information, right? Like I can just click push force. That's all I need to type. Push force dot normalize. That's all I have to type. Whereas here, like, you see what I mean? Like this like it's easy to trace this back if you know, if you don't know a lot about code, but like if you already know a lot about code, it doesn't make any sense for me to right click, select all the things, click push force, right click, select all the things, click normalize, right click, select all the things, click add force, then connect all these up. It doesn't make any sense because I already do this in my head in like half a second. You know what I mean? But again, if you don't know a lot about code, it's probably easier. But then, if you've been writing code for many, many years, it's, yeah. The code is just a mess. Pattern is organized. Yeah, well, I mean, in short doses, it can get organized. But the problem is Unreal can't find errors easier. It's organized whenever you have this tiny amount of code, but whenever you have something like this, it's like, how do you know what I mean? How do you debug this? I don't know. It just, again, it depends on your preferences. I agree that probably visual scripting is better for some people, but for me, I'm not. Wait, what? Lightning speed up to 6 times faster than traditional reflection. Interesting. I wonder how it manages that. Yeah. But yeah, I agree that it's better for I'll say that it's probably better for some things, like for prototyping, visual scripting might be better. But in the long run, I don't know. Visual scripting's been around for a long time. Stuck with that. Stuck with that because you don't teach me how to... oh. It doesn't... So AutoMod doesn't like that you misspelled how. Well, I'm trying to teach you. Don't teach me how to code. What do you... I'm trying to teach you. If you have questions, feel free to ask. Of course, we haven't been doing too much. We've just been talking. But yeah, I mean, there's nothing... It's not like visual scripting is a bad thing. It's just I don't use it because it's not efficient for me. That's why I don't use it. But yeah. So, we got off on a little bit of a tangent. So we're at least going to add sci-fi sound effects. What are you doing right now? So we're adding... So I don't know, have you seen this game? This is the game that we've been working on for like all of the remaking streams. So we're working on an asteroids clone. And of course it's going to show my logo here. And then it's going to say, warning, this contains flashing lights. Yeah, and so click start, and we have all this stuff. Yeah, it's kind of neat, isn't it? Yeah, so we've done some asteroid stuff. Yesterday was actually a pretty cool stream. We actually did a clone, well, not a clone, we actually made, you put that logo. Yeah, I put the new logo, yeah. I really like the new one too. And I also added the logo up here as well. And also it links to Discord and Twitch and stuff like that. Yeah. Yeah, I really like the new one as opposed to the old one. But anyway, yeah, we're adding sound effects to this. Because I want to do that at some point, or I want to at least add, okay, so let me show what I want to do, then I'll do it, then I'll explain it, because like, I tend to do this thing where I think what I want to do, and then I don't say what I want to do. And I want to show what I want to do. So whenever I click a button, like I want to have a sound effect associated with it. If you shoot an asteroid, it breaks into 3 small rocks. So the way that it works is that each asteroid breaks into 2 rocks. So like trying to hit one. So like that one breaks into 2, and yeah, there we go. And then that one will also break into 2. So if I hit this one, it'll break into 2 hexagons, like that. Yeah. And so that's kind of how the old asteroids was done. And so of course, if you destroy the hexagons, those are like the smallest ones. Those don't do anything, like when they get destroyed. Yeah. That's kind of how the classic asteroids was done. I don't know that it was exactly like that. That's roughly how it was done. I mean, the only difference between this and like the classic one is the LSD colors, and also bullets. Bullets don't teleport. That's kind of intentional. Because like in the classic asteroids, they would teleport, like if I shot down here, they would be teleporting up here. And I didn't do that because then they just kind of blink out of existence and it's kind of weird. So I just made them disappear at the edges of the screen. But anyway, I want to add sound effects to the buttons. So the way that I'm going to do that is I'm going to find the actual sound effect. So what's a good sound effect? Probably menu select, right? Is that okay, or is it more like... not really liking that. No. No. We can play those whenever we win or lose. What's this like? Okay, so that's good ambience. I like that. Danny. Triangle game. Yep, this is some from Danny. Oh, that's cool. Oh. Ooh, we could remake that. That would be cool. We'll do that for the next remake. Hey Sid, how's it going? Yeah, similar to that game, yeah. Maybe we'll remake that triangle game as our next thing. Anyway. But we have to finish this one first. Like, I'm very bad about not finishing stuff, so I'm gonna try to finish this. That's an alarm loop. We probably don't want that. No. That might be a good sound effect, actually. Spaceship engine. Ooh, we could... That's a strange engine. Okay. Maybe we could do that. Hey, you didn't tell me what your name is. Oh, my name... What name do people know me by? Yeah, you can call me Kyle. That's my name. Yeah, let's finish this first. Yeah, okay. So we have to figure out... So yeah, what we'll do is we'll play this... Probably play a very muted version of this when the player is moving around. That's too long of a sound effect. Alright, sure, we'll just... Sure, let's just pick something. That'll work. Okay, so play this whenever we click a button. That's what we'll do. So, how are we going to do that? That is definitely the question. So I think we have... where is it? Buttons. We do have buttons here. So how do we have these actually structured? So with the on-click, what we can do is we can play some kind of sound effect. That could work. So we probably want to call a method to play a sound effect when we click something. The alternative is that in the on-click methods, we could also play something. Question. All right, so if we go into here, into the game manager, we have percentage guy, guess this code, mute. Oh, that's cool. All right, we'll have to play that someday. That's really cool. Ooh. Huh. Alright, I already know that one, but yeah, we'll have to check this. We'll have to play that at some point. What are tokens in C? What are tokens in C? It depends on what you mean by what are tokens in C. If you mean like, because that could, there's a lot of quests, that could mean a lot of things. I guess what are you trying to do, Sid, where you're asking about tokens? Because like tokens could mean, I mean, it could mean you're trying to like tokenize a string. That at the fourth floor in that game. Fourth floor, what game are you talking about? Omar, what are you talking about? Are you talking about a triangle game, or are you talking about guess code? Oh, triangle game then. Okay. All right. So what we want to do is we want to play a sound effect. I think there's an on. This is on asteroid destroyed, on player death. This is start new. Wait, where is this actually in the onclick? Oh, this is in UI manager. Okay, that's where we probably want this then. Yeah. Okay. So what we'll do. What is meant by token? So the problem, the thing whenever you say by token, it depends on what the context is. Like in terms of, like if you're talking about like the C compiler, well, compilers in general, but like the compiler will do what's called tokenizing a string. And so what it'll do is it'll recognize like the word public is a token, and then it'll have like the word static is a token, and then that's a token. It'll basically break it up by words, but also the semicolon is a token on its own. So that's sort of a token. If it's like a compiler error, that's probably what it's telling you. If you want to like tokenize a string, that usually means like splitting it up. It says here that the editor's most important element is to be used in creating, yeah. The editor's most important element used in creating the C program. Oh, okay. It says that the editor's most important element. Yeah, the editor. Well, yeah, the editor is the most important element because it's the thing that lets you write the code. Well, it's the thing that helps you write the code. It isn't. You actually don't need an editor. No, it's good. I understand. But yeah, I mean, I think it means that the IDE is the most important thing because it helps you write the code. English is fourth. Oh, it's your fourth language. Oh my god. You people are really smart. Oh my god. Got really smart people in the chat. I think all of you are actually multilingual, right? I think all of you. Oh, identifiers? So an identifier is like the name here. That's what it means by identifier. So you basically give a variable. Whenever you declare a variable, the identifier is the name. And then whenever you declare like a method, the identifier is also the name. So that's the identifier part of it. So if you have something like a method, this is the access modifier. This is private. So it'll be, so whenever you have a method, it'll be the access modifier. That's like public, private, protected. Oh, protected. Really, they don't go in that order. They go in that order. And then you'll have the return type, which is going to be like, you know, void, int, double, etc. And then you'll have the identifier, which is the name. So yeah, that's how it works. Is first you have the access modifier, you have the return type, then you have the name. I think you can actually put these in the other order. Is that true? That is not true. Oh, that's very interesting. Okay. I thought you could put those in any order. Okay. Yeah. Okay, that I could help. What programming language looks like... what my programming looks like to you. Log string, what it looks like to the parser is log string. Yeah, that's correct. I don't get coding classes, so I get bored and leave the class. I am stupid, or coding is not for me. Yeah, coding is really, I mean, the way that I learned to do it was I learned a language called TI Basic. So the way that I learned to code was I had a TI-83 calculators. This was in high school. And I had a calculator. They look kind of like this. This is what mine looked like. But basically, they have a language called TI Basic. And so what you can do is you can write code in TI Basic. And actually, the cool thing about these calculators is that you can write the code directly on the calculator itself. And then you can run it. And so what I would do is the reason they have you use, and you can write games like this. I actually wrote stuff similar to this. But what you can do, and this is written on TI-83, what you can do is, or sorry, the reason they have us use, in school they have us use TI-83s, is because TI-83s they can't do certain things, but if you know how to write code, you can actually make them do those things. And so that's what I did, is I'd use them to cheat on tests, because you know, I could write the code to make them do things that they weren't supposed to be able to do. So that's fun. But anyway, very long roundabout way of saying that we need to add a sound effect here. So we're gonna add I think it's a audio clip? Yeah, audio clip. And this is going to be the menu sound. Hey W, how's it going? I don't think you should watch yesterday's stream. I actually managed to make an entire clone of Snake in Unity, and I didn't use any semicolons. It's actually really cool. It is like ungodly inefficient though. If you play it for long enough, it actually will crash. It's really funny. But it does work. I actually made the whole thing with no semicolons. But yeah, it's good to see you. So yeah, we have menu sounds. So what I'm gonna do for menu sound, what? I might check it out if I got time. Yeah, actually, let me show it to you really quick. It's really funny. I'm not gonna show you the whole thing, but I'll just show you what it looks like. There's nothing about coding. There was nothing about coding at our school. Why? Yeah, I agree. In our school, it was the same way in America, is that they never taught us how to code. And it was always amazing to me that we always had, you know, we had these TI-83s kicking around. Like, you have a coding tool in your pocket in America, and they don't actually teach you how to use it, which was really sad to me. But yeah, W, this is made, you know, it works, and it's like a Snake clone, and it doesn't use any semicolons at all, and it actually legitimately works. It's great. It like tracks your score and everything. And like if you go, well, I can't kill myself quite yet, but yeah. Let me just show you, but yeah, the collision actually works and everything too. Like if you collide with the tail, you actually die. Yeah, you should definitely check it out. It's really funny. Yeah, if we collide with the tail, whoops, we have to actually, yeah. Collide with the tail, you die. Hit R, you can restart. Yeah. All done with no semicolons. It's really funny. I might make a YouTube video condensing how it works as well. But anyway, so for the menu sound, we actually need a game object to actually play the sound. And so the way that I usually do this is I create like a prefab, like an empty object. And so this will be a sound effect. We had coding in my school, but the funny part is that they made us write it on paper even though we have a computer lab. Yeah, they did that for us too, and I never understood that, why they make you write it on paper. Like, it's really funny too, because in our school, or in college, we actually had a computer lab, and our class would take place in the computer lab. Like, let me see if I can actually find it. What you can say, programming class. Yeah, you'd have something like this, right? So you have everyone has a computer that's given by the actual, like, school, and this is actually, which room is this? I don't think I've ever been in here, actually. But yeah, you see, everyone has a computer, but what they'll make you do for the test is they'll make you actually turn off your computer and put your keyboard to the side and not use it. Like, they'll actually have a test in this class where you write code, but you can't use the computer that's in front of you. It makes no sense. It just makes no sense. Oh my god. And the weird part is that they even took tests. You had to write HTML on paper. That makes, oh my god. I can't, how would you even write what? Like, I can't even write HTML like good HTML when I have an actual browser to work with. I can't make it format right. I can't imagine trying to write HTML on paper. Like, dear God, I don't understand that. Anyway, we have audio source. And so an audio source in Unity, it will play a sound effect. And I think we can set this to one shot. Yeah, it's always one shot, so it's not set to loop. Anyway, I'm going to make this a prefab. And so what we're going to do is we're going to spawn this, and then we're going to set the sound effect for it. And what that will do is that'll cause it to play once. But yeah, I know what you're talking about, Sid. Like, that's crazy. I don't understand why I don't understand why colleges work that way, or, you know, classes in general, schools, I should say. But yeah, so this is an audio source. So this is going to be the sound effect prefab, right? And so we're going to serialize that. So what that'll do is that'll just expose both of these in the editor so we can use them. Then we're going to create a method called playSound. We'll do that down here, doesn't really matter. So this is going to be a protected method, so that's the access modifier. We're going to make it protected because we're not going to use it anywhere outside of the UI manager. It's going to return void because it doesn't need to return anything. It's just going to create the sound effect and do nothing. Then we'll call this playSound. So this is the identifier. And then it's going to take no arguments. Sometimes what's in here is called the arguments or the parameters. I think technically they're called parameters when you declare them, and they're called arguments when you put them. It's like this is an argument, whereas if it's in here, it's a parameter. I think that's the main difference between the two, technically speaking. Also, there's like a slight difference between a method and a function. I believe a method is something that occurs on an object, whereas a function is the static version. But people don't say that ever. Yeah, actually, we do need to take something. We need to figure out which sound we're going to play. So there's a couple ways that we can do this. How are we going to actually do this? Oh, there are local functions as well. Yeah, you're right. People use function and method interchangeably, but I looked it up one day, and I think the difference is that if it works on an instance, I believe it's called a method, like it's a method of the type. Whereas I think if it's static, like if it's a static block of code, I think it's actually technically I think it's a function. So like a function is like a state, like a function doesn't have local state is I think what it is. So I think if you had like a lambda that doesn't reference any local variables, I think it's technically a function, like it's a lambda function. Whereas if it does, then it's like an anonymous method. The distinction was weird. People don't use it, but it's just like a technical thing. So a string, Sid, is just, oh, that's a good way of putting it. Yeah, it's not my way of putting it, but it's I looked it up one day because I was curious, because I was like, is there any difference between like a function and a method? Because I had seen them used interchangeably. And so, yeah, I just looked it up one day. But that's what I seem to remember. I might be wrong. Like, my memory might be corrupted. But a string is just, like, it's what's in between two quotes. It just has, like, some sequence of characters, so, like, you know, S. So that's like a string. So you can just type letters in here. So that's all it is. It's just like a sequence of, you know, characters. So like all of the chat messages, for instance, are strings. So in playSound, we actually need to specify which sound to play. So there's a couple ways we could do that. So actually, we already have it. Never mind. We're not going to worry about it. We're just going to call this play menu sound. That's what we're going to say. It's play menu sound. And what we're going to do is we're going to say that the audio, or actually we're going to instantiate, not instance, but we're going to instantiate. Actually used local functions yesterday, very rarely. Find a way to use local functions. Yeah. So for people who don't know, you can actually declare functions inside of functions. That's what W is talking about, so you can do this. And this is actually valid, but you can only call this function in here. Oh yeah, you can't make it public, right? You can only make it void. It doesn't have an access modifier because it wouldn't make sense, but yeah, you can actually declare a function inside of a function, and so sometimes it's actually really super useful. What I tend to do is I tend to just use like a lambda, so I'll be like, var, function equals whatever, just because oh right, but you can't, right, you're right, you can't, right, a lambda can't be the target of a type inference, so it would actually have to be like action or something. Yeah, you'd have to declare the actual type, which is ugly. Lambdas can't use IEnumerable. Oh, really? Really? That's interesting. Really, a lambda can't use an IEnumerable as a function type. Man, that's interesting. I have to test that, actually. I believe you, but I have to test that. Is that true? So I can't declare, so that's true, I can't declare a function, is it that lambdas you don't have to code, or lambdas could, but you'd have to code around it. So maybe, so it'd be system collections generic, right? You need system collections, so you'd have to declare a function and it would return IEnumerable and then have out, or just that. Well, let's test it, right? Because I think you're right. I think I've seen that before, but I don't remember. Or it's equals that, and we'd say yield return null. I mean, just because I can declare it doesn't mean that it works, but yeah, yield statement must be used inside an anonymous method. Wait, cannot be used inside anonymous method or lambda function. Huh, okay, you're right. That's cool. I did not know that. That's unfortunate too, because if you wanted to declare like a coroutine inside of a method, you can't. Like, if you wanted, your coroutines would have to be actual functions, which is annoying. Yeah. So it says here, strings in C are always represented as an array having in male character as 0 at the end of the string. Oh, so yeah, in C, strings are null terminated. So what that means is that in C, there's a special symbol. Oh, wait, what? Wait, no. Okay, time to throw effects on the track I just threw together. Okay. Wait, what? This is a valid escape character in C#? What? That's weird. Is that really a null terminator in C#? Oh, that's crazy. But yeah, in C, if you declare a string, so in C, how do you declare a string in C? It's character string is equal to like that. So let's say ABC. So if you declare this in C, you usually declare it as a pointer to a character array. Oh wait, no, it's not. Is it? I think this is right. My C is very rusty. I think you can do this, or I think you can do that, either one. But yeah, this is a character array. But what the compiler actually sees is the compiler sees, A, B, C, and then the null terminator. So this is actually what it looks like in memory. It looks like the character A, B, C, and then the null terminator character. And so the way that it works, Audacity has been causing a slight memory leak in the background the whole time. Oh, interesting. Audacity. I don't remember doing that. That's weird. But yeah, this is what the compiler will see if you declare this. And so all it means in practice is that a string is a little bit longer than you think it is in C. And so, this is 0, 1, 2. Instead of this string having a length of 3, it has a length of 4. That's really all it means. But other languages, I don't think, do that. But yeah, it just means that you have to, or it means that whenever you're messing with strings in C, you have to remember that they're a little bit longer than you think they are. So yeah, that's really all it means. But anyway, replace sound. We're going to get to this eventually. So we're going to instantiate the, I think it's the sound effect prefab. We're going to instantiate that at vector3.0. Yeah, it's good. Quaternion.identity. Again, I think I remember that. It's been like 2 years since I've messed with C, and it's been much longer since I actually learned it, but I think that's accurate. But I think W knows C and C++, or I think he knows C++, and so he'll tell me if I'm wrong, hopefully, if he's still here. But yeah, we're going to say game object, or no wait, this is the sound effect prefab, so it's going to return an audio source. So we'll say audio source, and this is the effect equal to that, and so we'll say effect.clip is equal to the menu sound, and then I think we'll say effect.play, and we'll turn off play unawake. And then, so what this will do is this will create a new audio source. That was ages ago, but yeah, I agree. Okay. Okay, I just wanted to be sure that I wasn't, spouting nonsense, but I think that's right. And so we'll say destroy effect, and then we'll destroy it after, let's say, I think it's menu sound.length, menu, is it length? Yeah, the length of the auto clip in seconds. So we'll just add like a little bit of padding to that. So what this will do, we'll instantiate the sound effect prefab. We will set the clip on that sound effect to be the menu sound, and then we'll tell it to play, and then we'll tell it to destroy itself after, I think I stopped C++ around the end of C++ 11. Okay. I thought, the reason that I thought you did C++ is because I thought that I had looked, I thought that you did some streaming W, and I thought that you had said that you streamed C++. I might be imagining that, but that's what I thought that I had seen. So I was like, oh, he does C++. Music goat. I like that title, percentage guy. Hold on, let me listen to this. Actually, that does sound pretty retro. Oh, Discord just died. Okay, Discord. Discord is loading that like super slowly. Oh, if you looked at my bio, it just said I knew. Ah, okay. Okay. Well, I thought that... Because I thought... Hold on. Okay, yeah, you're right. Okay. I had seen that you did some streaming at some point, but I have not seen the recent streams. I have to look at those. But yeah, okay, I see what I did. I looked at your bio and I saw the C++. That was the only language that I saw, and then I saw the streams and I was like, I think I made the connection that way. Okay. No, you worded it right. You wrote it right. I read it wrong. That's what happened. Okay, so actually, finished my script editor at least. Okay, at last. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, are you streaming that? Because I'll have to look at that. I'll have to look at how you're doing that. Yeah, so what I wanted to do is I wanted to get everyone's opinion. So percentage guy made some music. So let's play this. And then let's play Asteroids itself, and let's see if this fits. Because I think it does. Oh my god, Unity, come on. Alright, let me restart this. Yeah, it is. Oh, you want to see a mess of code. you haven't seen anything until you've done, you know, code without semicolons. That's a mess of code. Like, I was really pushing my brain to its limits yesterday trying to figure that out. But yeah. Alright, well, I'll have to. So I'm not one to judge, is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, I'll have to look at it because that sounds cool. Yeah, I think this music actually fits. What do you guys think? I kind of like it. I think it does sort of have like I think it has enough optimism to be like the sort of drug trip kind of thing that this is, and it's like it has enough of that like 8-bit kind of feel to it. Was that really 41 seconds? Okay, I guess it was 41 seconds. So percentage guide, does this actually loop? Does it like loop nicely or no? Okay, so in play menu sound, so whenever we on-click anything, so any on-click is going to have this play menu sound. And so, yeah, that's good. Okay. Okay, so we'll use that for stuff. Okay, if it loops nicely, okay, that's good. So yeah, any of the on-clicks should now play a menu sound. So let's get this working. Whenever we finally get the menu sound working after an hour and something of hour and 15 minutes, we can then work on adding other sounds like music. Yeah, okay. Ooh, something broke. Oh, okay. It broke because I didn't actually assign anything. But that's good. That means the code is running. Errors are good because they mean the code's running. Alright. My editor script could do with some nicer stuff. I used UI elements so I could do some more UXML and USS stuff. Spice things up as well. Ah, okay, yeah. So you're using the new UI toolkit stuff. I guess what's your opinion of, or how do you feel about the new UI like toolkit stuff? Because I assume that's what that is with the UXML is like the Unity XML and the USSS or USS, not USS. Yeah, how do you feel about the new stuff? Like, is it overhyped or is it as good as they sort of say that it is? Okay, so once we assign this stuff, so we have that's sound effect, right? Menu sound. So that's the sound effect prefab. And then the sci-fi effect that we were going for is, I think, hi, I was out to get some bananas to make some banana shakes. Oh, that's cool. So, hey, Aura again. Separation of concern is a good thing. It's almost as doing web or XAML stuff. Okay. I have... Have I used XAML before? I think I have. But yeah, I was hoping that it would be kind of like the web stuff. Because that... Like, the web technologies are at least, well, yeah, layout in one file. Huh. I can't hear the sound effect. Did I not add... Oh. If you need some more simple music... Okay. Layout in one file, styling in another, code in another. Yeah, sounds like good separation of concerns then. So we're destroying the effect script. We're not destroying the effect game object. That's what's happening. So whenever we instantiate this audio source, we get the effect as an audio source, and we're destroying the audio source itself. But yeah, we'll add the music in a minute as soon as I can figure all this out. Everyone in the chat helping in coding, talking about bananas. Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know. But a banana shake sounds good. I might have to go... I can't remember if Walmart, or not Walmart, God. My brain. I can't remember if there's any places around here that have good banana, or have good smoothies or something. Might have to get one for lunch or something. I can't tell if this is playing or not. What's the extra sound? Like, that's the sound that should be playing. Are we using like a 3D sound or something? Oh, is the sound mode set to 3D? Is that why we can't hear it? Also, why do we have new scene in here? This needs to, wait a minute. Oh, I remember what this is for. We can just get rid of this. But yeah, I think is this set to a 3D sound thing? 3D sound settings? Is there any way, something I'm not familiar with, is there any way to make this not a 3D sound? Is there any way to make this like a 2D sound? Is it just bypass effects? Is that what it is? Okay. Starting to have some weird shadowing here. Yeah, is there any way to like bypass the 3D sound settings, or is it all 2D? Or sorry, is there any way to do that? 3D sound, so like 3D sound, so hold on. I'm trying to fix this. Use spatial blend in the 2D. Okay, spatial blend, okay. So 3D sound. Oh, there we go. That's how I fix that. So whenever the 3D sound, like whenever you're far away from, so Omar, whenever you're far away from something, like a sound will play and it'll be quieter like the further you are away from it. But in Unity, it drops off at like a really, so actually let me just show it. It drops off at a very crazy level, and I'm trying to find it. So we go out of 2D. So let me see if I can pause this really quick. Okay. So if we go into Unity, you can see that the sound is sitting over here, and I think the camera is sitting over here. So there's like an actual distance between the camera and the sound. And so that's why it's super quiet, or at least I think that's why it's super quiet. But that's what 3D sound is, and sounds by default are 3D. And so it needs to be spatial blend. Ah, wait, it's already set to be 2D. Huh. So maybe we don't want to do play on awake. Is the clip actually being loaded? Then it doesn't get affected. If spatial blend is on 2D, then it doesn't get affected. Okay. So then I'm incorrect in my reasoning. Why does that not play then? Is the audio listener broken, or is there no audio listener? No, there's an audio listener. Okay, you have a sound effect. Are you actually playing? Well, that's interesting. Okay. That's not what I expected to happen. So volume and pitch. So volume are at 1, pitch is at 1. Is there no way to get the play time? Is there no way to know if this is actually playing? Do you load any sound in the clip? So yeah, the sound, it looks like the sound has been loaded. Unsure if it's being play. Yeah, well, play on awake is off. You're correct. But we're calling play right here. You want it to play on awake if you make the object. Well, you can call play. You can call play directly. And the only reason that I don't want to call play on awake is that I don't want it to, I don't know if there's any time between these two methods. So since it doesn't have a sound loaded directly, but yeah, I think it's fine to call play here. But I don't know why it's not actually playing. So if we don't destroy it, what happens? Maybe we're destroying it too quickly for some reason? Maybe that's what's happening? Oh. Oh, I know what's wrong, guys. Can you figure it out? Can anyone figure out what I'm doing wrong? You know? Anyone at all? Oh god, I feel like such an idiot. Oh, I'm so dumb. Anyway. Alright. This is gonna be super loud, I think. Yeah. Yep. Alright. So let's see if this works. Yep, that works. Yeah, you guys can hear that. Okay, good. Alright. Oh, I feel so bad. Okay. We do need a sound slider though at some point, and like an audio mixer or something to send it all through. I think that's how that works. But okay, got the actual sound effects playing. I think we need them to be a little bit faster though. Isn't there a way to make a sound faster? That's a thing, right? Let's look at the prefabs. I think it's in the pitch, right? Is that how that works? Slower speed up. So if I set this to 2, right, that'd make it super quick. I mean, obviously we can speed up the actual sound later, like with Audacity or something. I just want to double check that this is the right speed for it. And it's still a bit slow. I don't know, we'll have to mess with that a bit later. Yeah, okay. That'll be fine. Now let's actually get some music in the game. Let me grab this. I'm gonna save that. And let me open this. Alright. And now, very quickly, anything you download needs to be scanned. Okay, it seems to be okay with that music, so. Let me. Okay. And let's put this in music. Alright. And now how are we actually going to play the music? I mean, we could just have a sound effect in the background. Actually, we'll just create an empty and have background music on it. That'll be fine. Okay, background music. And then we'll change this a bit later, but have an audio source. And sure, have that. Okay, this should be play on awake, and we're also going to loop it, and we'll see how it sounds here. I think my audio. Okay, that looks a bit loud. All right. All right, so let's see what this is like, and let's see if it actually loops. So it should loop in 41 seconds, I believe. So if we do this for a minute. Yeah, as soon as we have like a shooting effect, I think it'll be much better. Which that'll probably be like the next thing we do, is we'll just have like a shooting sound effect. Yeah, I kinda like it. Okay, so it's almost been a minute. And let me see if I can notice where it loops. No, I think it loops seamlessly, actually. Okay. And I'm not an expert on it, but you know. Okay. I think we just died. We need a death effect, too. Yeah, okay, it loops seamlessly. That's good. Alright then. Well, thank you, Percentage Guy. So. Yeah, it already looped. Yeah, okay. That's what I thought. I was trying to listen just to make sure that I knew, or that I was trying to make sure that I couldn't figure out where it looped, and I couldn't, so that's good. Okay. So we need a couple things. We need a shooting sound effect, and we also need a bunch of sound effects. So the way that I usually do multiple sound effects in games, I usually have a system that manages it. like the wah-wah effect. I put it for extra bit of LSG sprinkled in. I think we can add that later, right? We can add, we can use, you heard about Scratch 2, Omar. So Scratch 2, is that legitimately just a second version? Like, is that a second version of the Scratch programming language? Scratch 2.0, it looks like. Interesting. So I assume for Scratch you mean like Scratch 2.0? Yeah, programming. Yeah, I didn't know there was a second version. That's cool. But yeah, I have not heard about that. I'll have to look at that then. Oh no, I already know what the next message for Percentage Guy is gonna be. So I think what we can do is we can add. I think we can add, what is it? We can add filters, right? Not a chorus filter. There is, so let's Scratch for Discord. Well, that's not the message I thought you were gonna put. Yeah, we can add like a distortion filter, right? And it'll distort this? Is that how that works? Let's figure that out. Oh god, okay, yeah, that's definitely how that works. Okay. Yep, that was exactly the message I thought you were gonna put. Make a game in Scratch. Gotta add that to the list. Alright, it's added. Yeah, I apologize. I didn't know that would happen. Okay. But what we can do is we can link that effect to the LSD effect, right? Is that we can make, so whenever you change that LSD setting, it will change the distortion filter. And yeah, rip headphone users. Yeah, apologies for that. But yeah, that's what we can do for that. And we need to, okay. So the way that I usually do sound effects in games, I'm gonna finish the sentence at some point, is in Click Lua, yeah. Well, yeah, I'm already gonna do that, right? Make a game in Click Lua. Okay, so the way that I manage multiple sound effects is I usually have a sound effect manager. And so what that will do is that will create, that basically is responsible for doing the thing that our UI menu has done, is it like creates the sound effects and everything. Bubble text, yeah. So yeah, make a game in Click Lua, yeah, I will do that. So yeah, okay. So for the sound effect manager, I usually create a sound effect manager, and what that does is that will store like all the sound effects, and it'll also store the prefab for the sound effects. And so we're going to do that. Like, we're going to do that in the next 30 minutes at some point. But anyway, so what we'll do is we will go here, we will right click, we will create a new C# script, sound effect manager component. Oh, also, I saw a thing that someone was doing. It was no. So apparently there's a way to like make your project structure thingy, like it's, I saw somebody that had like a project structure thingy that was like a file browser. So like instead of having this secondary part of the file browser, it would have, or secondary thing here, it would have it like nested in a hierarchy, and it was in the project view. Does anybody know how to do that? Cause like, oh wait, that's been there the whole time? You could just do one column? Oh my god. Why didn't anyone tell me about that? Oh my god, that's so much better. Why? Oh my god, that's amazing. I didn't know there was a difference between those two. Okay. I feel like an idiot now. Oh my god, that's so much better. Thank god. Oh my god. Oh, that's so much better. Oh, I love that. Okay, I'm very actually. Yeah, wow, that's so much better. I'm very happy to have that. Okay. I didn't know that was even a thing you could do. Are there other options that have been hiding from me? Oh my god. Yeah, there are. Okay, I'll have to look at these. I didn't know those were actually options. What if you made a game in Blender? So what if I made a game in Blender? I do not have a good relationship with Blender. I've tried it, but like, eh, Blender. I can't do Blender. Like, I can't do like 3D modeling very well. If I had the 3D models like already made for me, I could probably do it. But yeah, I could probably try that at some point. I've seen a game called Chicken Adventure. Thinking about trying to make a game like that. So that will help me learn some simple game shooting chickens with a rocket ship. Chicken Adventure. I think I've seen what you're talking about. Chicken Adventure. Do 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 do. I. So you're talking about. Where did that even go? I don't know why I did that. Very old game. Shooting chickens with a rocket ship. So this is what comes up with Chicken Adventure. Are you talking about Chicken Invaders? Like, this was legitimately like one of my favorite games as a kid. Like, in like high school or whatever, this was like one of my legitimately favorite games. And if you've never played it, it is one of the best games on earth. It's so cool. But yeah, I think this might be what you're talking about, Chicken Invaders. It's basically Space Invaders, but themed as chickens. Yeah, this is legitimately one of the best games in existence. I love it. It is definitely worth playing. I need to go buy this actually and replay it. Yeah, it's like legit one of the best games ever made. Like really, it's so good. I love it. But anyway, we're gonna make a sound effect manager component, and we're gonna create an instance for this. But yeah, that seems like a good game to practice making. Like I'll have to make a game like that at some point as well, because that seems like a really good game. But anyway, so the way that I usually do this is I usually have this be like a single, like this is like a singleton. It's usually how I do this, so it's similar to the game manager component. So in the game manager component, we have this public static instance of the game manager. So what this does, public will let us access this outside the script. Static means that there's only one copy and that it's available to all of the instances of this. And then we tell it what type, and then we give it a name. I usually make it uppercase like that. I don't think that's the actual convention. I think it's instance like that, but I don't like the roadkill case, so I don't use it. And then we have get and protected set. It'll be protected as a set because we only want it to be settable inside this component. And so we're basically going to copy this, and I'm going to put it here. If you can make a better game than that one, but still you'll have to play that old game. I don't know that I could make a better game. I could probably make like a reasonable copy of it, but I don't think I could make a better version. This is just too good. Camel case is preferred, really? Okay. Okay, that's good to know. In Java, you're supposed to do it this way, and I'm like, ugh, gross. Yeah, okay. I'm glad I'm glad that I've been following the convention, if only by happenstance. Oh, okay. So you have your rotor and your piston sounds. Okay. Don't want to annoy anyone with those. Okay, those are pretty good. And you said that you made those using only your mouth, is that right? You didn't use anything else? So for the instance, usually what you do is in awake, you have this if instance, then what you do is you destroy yourself. So what we do, piston, okay. So we have private void awake here. So basically what we'll do is if instance, so what we say is if instance is not equal to null. So what all this does is if we ever add a second copy of this to the scene, it will just destroy itself. And so we'll just say destroy game object, so destroy whatever game object we're on, and by proxy we destroy ourselves, and then we return because we don't want to do anything else. And then if there is no instance, then this will trigger, and we'll say instance is equal to this. So that just makes it so that any other script can find this script without having to deal with it. The others with a desk fan. Okay, yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, I mean, if I ever make like aircraft sounds, I just kind of put the microphone next to my computer, and it makes, you know, enough noise that I can do it, or that I can easily make those sounds. Just have to loop them. But anyway, so we have our sound effect manager, and so now what we're going to do is we're going to go grab the stuff from our UI manager, which is the sound effect prefab and the actual menu sound itself, and we're going to move those over into here. Twitch keeps dying. I hope that's not an issue on my end. Is it dying for anybody else, or is it good? Is it good? Because I always worry that my stream is going to die and Twitch is not going to tell me. Because that has happened before. Like, it's happened where I've streamed and like it shows on my end that everything's fine. Like OBS shows that everything is fine. But then I'll go back to Twitch, and Twitch will just be like, no, you're not streaming. Unity is refusing to open. Okay. Okay, I'm good that it's not an issue on my end then. That's always what I'm afraid of. Like, I always have to double check the Twitch website on my phone just to make sure that, you know, everything is working. I think it is. I mean, given that you guys are in the chat and you can hear me, it must be working, right? Like, that's just sort of how that has to go? Yeah, that's how that has to go. Okay, good. Just your PC. Okay. Twitch is like, psych. Yeah, it's true. That's happened to me before, where I've been like, there's nobody in the chat. That's a little weird. And then, like, I looked at it, and it's like, yeah, it's just not streaming. And it's like, okay, that's great. It's great that OBS can't figure it out either. But anyway, this is hard-coded to have the menu sound, so we don't really want... We don't want the menu sound. We want to... There's a couple ways we could do this. We could either pass in a string that's going to be the sound effect, or we could pass in a like enum value. I usually prefer to pass in like an enum value, but I think we're going to use a string just because it's a little bit simpler. And what I'm about to do is a little bit complicated. So what we want to do is we want to be able to play multiple sound effects. We want to be able to specify which one we send. Also, we don't want this to be private. We want this, or no, we don't want it to be protected. We want it to be public. And we also want to pass in a string for the sound, just for whatever sound we're going to play. So this is like the name of the sound that we're going to play. And so what we're going to do is we're going to add a list. We're going to store a list of sound effects. So we're going to say system.collections.generic. This is where the list object is stored. And so what we'll do is we will have a serialized field. And this will be a protected list of audio clips. Audio clips. This will be the sounds. And what we will do, and so what this will do in Unity is Unity actually handles lists. So it'll let us, okay, well, something's broken. Oh, the UI manager, it's not happy with that, but that's fine. So in the hierarchy, we can add a sound effect manager component. And why is that not serializing? No, really, why is that not serializing? Like, that should be fine. Like, I know why it doesn't like this, and we'll just not worry about it, but does it really not recompile? Okay, let's check this. Let me make sure that this is not the issue. That's very weird. I don't know why it did that, but okay, whatever. Like this component was compiling, so I don't know why it wasn't working. But anyway, you see the two fields moved over, and now what we can do is we can specify a list of sounds. So if I say if there's 2 sounds, we can say that there's an audio clip here, and we can grab whatever audio clips we want to put them in. So what we want to do now is we want a way, given a string, we want a way to look into this list and figure out what sound effect to get. So I'm going to get rid of menu sound, by the way. And so what we're going to do is we're going to store what's called a dictionary. And so a dictionary, basically, is similar to what's called like a map in programming. So in programming, you have this idea of associating like a string with some other object. So like, if we have a string to, I don't know, 0 and then 1 or something. So you could say like, 0 and 1. So if this is our dictionary and we say, hey, dictionary, give us whatever you have associated with the string 0, it'll give us the 0. And then if you have, say, give us, whatever you have associated with the string 1, it'll give us a 1 back. So that's kind of what a dictionary is. What we want to do is we want to associate a name with an audio clip. So we're going to create a dictionary. In this dictionary, the way that I always say it is it's from string to audio clip. So the idea is that you're creating an association between a string and an audio clip. And so whenever I name a dictionary, I always name it the key to the value. So for instance, like name to audio clip is the way that I always name my dictionaries. And so what we want to do is for each sound, we want to go through and take whatever the name of this audio clip is, and we want to put that as the key in the dictionary. And so what that'll do, because we can't reference an audio clip directly whenever we pass it from a method, it's very hard to do that. What we want to do is we want to pass in the string, which is the name. We go into the dictionary and we say, hey, dictionary, give us whatever audio clip you have associated with this string, and then we will play that audio clip. And so that's what these errors are about. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a tool called link for this. Link is a little bit complicated, but I am going to just touch on it because it's really powerful and it's really cool. So what we can say is we can say sounds. Then we can say to dictionary. And so what this will do is this will go over every single audio clip here in this list. And so what it'll do is it takes in, this is basically a fancy way of saying that it takes in 2 values. One of them will say, take in the audio clip, and it wants a string because this is the key selector. So we'll have two arguments here. First one is the key selector, the second one is the value selector. So this is the key, this is the value. And all this means is that the first method has to take in an audio clip and return a string. Second one takes in an audio clip and returns an audio clip. So we're just going to say audio clip.name, because this is just the name of whatever that audio clip is. And the second one, we're going to just say audio clip to audio clip. Audio clip, and we're going to map that to audio clip. And that should work. So that returns a dictionary from, as you can see, from string to audio clip. We're just going to assign the name there. We're just going to assign name to audio clip. And then what we're going to do is instead of playing the menu sound, we're going to play name to audio clip of sound. So again, this will go, whatever we pass in for sound, it'll go into name to audio clip, and then it'll grab whatever audio clip is associated with it. And so now we will have this, then we just grab the same thing here. And so now all we have to do is we have to know the name of the sound effect, and we can play whatever sound we want. And so instead of play menu sound, we're going to call this play sound. So I just hit Control-RR there. And what that does is it lets you rename things. And so we'll just rename that to sound, right? And so now to actually make this work, what we need to do is we need to add the menu sound into here, right? And whatever menu sound that's going to be, I think it's in sci-fi wave, whoops, want that. I think I'll make a command something like sm_select object rotor for object selection in the console. Okay, that's probably cool. I mean, you could, so percentage guy, you should look into something like a console library or some kind of reflection or something. That's probably the easiest way to make like a console. But anyway, we have the menu select double zero. So the name of this is this menu underscore select underscore 00. And so what will happen is we will associate this audio clip with this name. And also in the sound effect manager, what we need to do is we need to go into, it's going to take me a while to get used to this. We need to grab the actual prefab here, which is the sound effect, and put that in there. And so to actually make this play, now what we have to do is in the menu or UI manager component, we can say sound effect manager component, which is the type, and then we say instance. So it'll reference this instance here. And then what will happen is we'll say play sound, and that will take a string, and it will be menu underscore select underscore 00. So now that's how we can play the menu sound. So now we can just put this here. And we could even have a method for play menu sound, which is probably the better practice, but I've already started doing this and we don't have a lot of time left in the stream, so we can always fix it later. Anyway, this should play the menu select sound. And the reason for making a method that would just have this one line is because we have this string here, and it's generally considered bad practice to link things by strings, just because strings can change and it's hard for the compiler to actually notice. All right, so we do have the audio playing in the background. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mute that, just because we wanna hear the sound effects. So as you can see now, the sound effects actually play. Yep, very happy with that. There we go. All right, and so that's how you do menu sounds. Anyway, I think that's probably a good stopping point for today. And percentage guy, if you make any more music, let me know. I'll hunt down some other 8-bit music and see what we can do. But I mean, if that ends up being the only track in the final thing, it's fine. It doesn't really matter too much. But next time, we will add some more sound effects. So like a death sound effect, a like fire sound effect, sort of a spawn sound effect, you know, destroy asteroids, all those sorts of things. And then at some point what we'll do, I'm going to mute audio because I don't know exactly how loud it is, and I'm always afraid that it's going to be too loud and people won't be able to hear me. But after we get all that done, we'll get the score screen working, and so what the score screen will do is it'll store like the local high scores for the player, and then the settings we'll get this set up as well. What I'll probably do is I'll probably create a hotkey for resetting the settings to default, so like R or something whenever you're on this screen. Because the problem is that if you update the LSD and then you update, like, let's say the speed, like, good luck fixing this. It's very hard to actually grab these things. I only can do it because I've done it so many times, but yeah, have fun. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I will be back in 2 hours. I will be doing some more advanced stuff. I don't know what we're gonna do in 2 hours. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to find something, but we'll do more advanced stuff then. And yeah, so let me double check if Vulkan is streaming. Actually, what we might do is we might do the guess the coding language thing. That would be kind of cool. We might do that for a little bit. But anyway, let's see if anyone's streaming that we should go annoy. Oh, Vulkan is streaming. Okay. Well, let us go raid Vulkan then. I think that's how you spell his name. Let's try that. Okay. Yeah, that's correct. All right. Vulkan, prepare to be raided. Anyway. All right, see you guys.